EV sales are crashing across Europe. In Germany, new registrations dropped nearly 70% in mid-2024, mostly due to the end of government incentives. That made headlines, and while the market seems to be recovering, Germany still saw nearly 30% fewer EV sales in 2024 than the year before. To win over customers, we need top-notch EVs at reasonable prices. Can Korea's electric offensive turn things around? Kia is expanding its lineup downward with the new compact EV3 SUV. Plus, the popular crossover EV6 gets an update. We test both along Portugal's scenic coast.
Here it is, Kia's new compact EV, the EV3. Visually very modern, almost cube-like in shape. In terms of range and space, it's aiming to dominate this segment. We'll see if it delivers. Later, we'll also drive the EV6. We've already tested it thoroughly for long trips, cool features, and even drift performance. But now it's been revamped. I'm especially curious about the new front design, which now looks different. 2 cars, 1 day. Let's not waste time and get started with this one.
The EV3 follows in the footsteps of the electric Kia Soul, a quirky little minivan from 2014 that helped make Kia a trendy brand among younger drivers. After 10 years, the Soul is being phased out in Germany, and now it's the EV3's turn to take the wheel. So, first impressions?
We've got several driving modes here: Eco, Normal, Sport, and a customizable My Drive mode, and Snow. We started in Normal. Throttle response feels good, and the accelerator pedal is nicely tuned. Switch to Sport, and it really kicks. Great fun in the corners. What surprises me, even in Eco, there's still plenty of punch. Sure, the pedal travel is longer, but it still moves. Often the cars don't really accelerate in Eco, but here it's really good. You can actually have fun in Eco mode. Not bad at all. We've got so-called iPedal 3.0, the latest Regan tech. You can adjust levels using the paddles, all the way to one-pedal driving. That means you can drive with just the accelerator. It'll slow down and stop on its own.
The EV3 comes in 3 trims and 2 battery sizes, 58.3 and 81.4 kilowatt-hours. Both versions offer 204 horsepower. The bigger battery should give up to 605 kilometers of range, a top value in this class. Prices start at around €36,000. The long-range version is over 5,000 more. We're driving the high-spec GT line in aventurine green. Visually, it looks like a baby EV9. Intentionally so. Up front, the vertical headlights are super wide set, giving it a broad stance. The lighting design is called Star Map, inspired by constellations. The black rugged trim all around gives it a tough, off-road ready look.
There's a big panoramic display made up of 3 parts. Info cluster in front of the driver with basic info like speed, battery status, etc. Then there is a central infotainment screen with nav and apps, and a narrow climate control screen in the middle. It's partly blocked by the wheel while driving, but you can click on that X, and it shifts to the right on the big screen, and you can adjust it there. You also get physical buttons for essentials, like temperature and fan speed. So it's still easy to use while driving. The seats have been criticized for being too flat with little side support. And yeah, I agree on the side support. The bolsters are thick, but a bit wide set. You do slide around a bit, but hey, it's not a race car. I still think they're comfy. Might be a matter of preference.
The dashboard is dominated by the giant display. Clever feature, a pull-out tray in the center console. But it costs extra and is only available on higher trims. Everything else feels modern and sleek, not cluttered. Eco-materials play a key role. There is recycled PET in seats, headliner, doors, and mats.
Our GT line model is loaded with all kinds of amenities, but even the base model has plenty. For example, navigation, dual-zone climate, hands-free, parking sensors, and much more. And safety-wise, you get adaptive cruise with stop and go, highway assist, lane keeping, and more. We've got lots of speed limits here. Gotta be careful not to speed in sport mode. The annoying thing about speed warnings is always the constant beeping. What's well done here is that you can simply press and hold this button. And then a small message appears showing that it's deactivated. That's how easy it is. And if you want to turn it back on, just press the button again. I think that's cool. You don't have to dig through 1,000 submenus first. So this has been improved and handled really well here. Kia claims good space despite the compact size. Our front seat's set for our 6-foot camera guy. I'm 5'7", and I've got plenty of legroom. Even with my long legs. Headroom, just over a fist left. So up to 6 feet tall, no problem. Taller folks might feel cramped above, but it feels really comfy and roomy. The trunk holds 460 to 1,251 liters. It's supposed to be top of its class. We'll compare rivals later. I like the clever features. For example, a hidden lower compartment here, and an adjustable floor. Fold down the seats for a flat surface, or lower the floor for extra room. Another cool feature is the vehicle-to-load function. With this adapter, you can power external electrical devices. You just plug it in here, and then connect your devices. The EV6 also has this function, and we've already tested it extensively. It works great. Kia is actually the first manufacturer to introduce this feature in the compact SUV segment. However, it's only available starting from the second trim level, called Earth. And it comes at an extra cost. In the top GT trim, though, it's included. Also, there's a 25-liter frunk up front.
Let's check out the rivals. The VW ID.3 has a max 79 kilowatt-hour battery. Ignoring the sportier GTX version, it offers 567 kilometers of range. That's 40 kilometers less than the Kia. Its trunk holds 385 liters, 75 less than the EV3 with seats up, but around 20 more when folded. Price? Around 44,000 euros, about 3,000 more than the big battery EV3. Volvo's EX30 extended range has a 69 kilowatt-hour battery and 475 kilometers of range. That's 130 kilometers less than the Kia. The 318-liter trunk is smaller than the VW's, and folded, it only reaches 900 liters, nearly 350 less than the EV3. Starting price, just under 45,000 euros, even more than the ID.3. The Smart #1 packs a 66 kilowatt-hour battery and hits 420 kilometers. Trunk size is between 332 and 986 liters, about the same as the Volvo. Price, around 42,000 euros. Not exactly cheap, especially since the base EV3 with smaller battery offers more range, 436 kilometers, and starts at 36,000 euros. Peugeot's E2008 offers 54 kilowatt-hours and 406 kilometers of range. Trunk, 434 liters, and with seats down, it wins with 1,467 liters. Price, just over 40,000 euro, still about 4,000 more than the EV3.
When it comes to range and space, especially with a full crew, the EV3 leads the segment. Any car offering over 600 kilometers is usually much bigger and more expensive.
One downside, unlike some other Kias, the EV3 doesn't use 800-volt tech, only 400 volts. Charging power is 101 kilowatts for the small battery, 128 kilowatts for the large one. Both should charge from 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes. Time to switch cars. Now it's the updated EV6's turn.
The EV6 has been incredibly successful. Since its debut in 2021, over 200,000 units have been sold worldwide, and it has racked up more than 30 international awards, including Europe's Car of the Year and Utility Vehicle of the Year in the US. Its design has also received multiple accolades, and yet its looks are now being revised. We've already tested the pre-facelift model in detail several times, and I liked the look. Modern, clean, but I still find the new front a bit better, especially the headlights. They give it a more aggressive appearance in my opinion. I also really like the LED strip in the middle. However, that feature is reserved for the GT line, the highest trim level. The rear end has always been a bit controversial, but I found it bold, and it adds something unique to the streetscape.
Under the hood, things have changed too. The EV6 gets the latest 4th-gen battery tech and better range. It's still available with rear-wheel or all-wheel drive and 2 battery sizes. Capacity grew by 8.5%, from 58 to 63 and from 77.4 to 84 kilowatt-hours. Thanks to higher energy density, batteries are lighter, 1 kilogram less, but offer up to 10% more range.
Like the EV3, there are 3 trims: Air, Earth, and GT line. We're again driving the top GT line. All-wheel drive with 300 to 25 horsepower. We drove this setup before in its predecessor and found that even Eco mode delivers solid punch. Same with the EV3. In many cars, Eco mode often feels like crawling, doesn't accelerate at all, and feels sluggish. That's not the case here. I like that. You can use Eco mode and still enjoy the ride. Or in normal mode, of course. In sport mode, things really get seriously intense. Honestly, it's almost a bit too much for me personally. I mentioned that with the previous model as well. It definitely gives you a strong boost for short bursts. But driving around like that all the time? Not really my thing. Even our gear in the back almost goes flying. It's not something you necessarily need all the time.
Our test car has the most powerful setup and a new wolf grey color, and it pulls hard. Prices for the all-wheel drive version start just under 54,000 euros. The cheapest EV6 is now 45,000 euros, 2,000 less than the pre-facelift.
The center console looks great. No more glossy plastic, but a brushed matte finish. Really chic. I prefer it. What hasn't changed is the touch panel setup here. Looks nice, but I also mentioned that in the predecessor, it is still too easy to accidentally trigger seat or steering wheel heaters when resting your hand. Not great in summer. Same issue as before. I like the new steering wheel. It's now a 3-spoke design. Previously, it was a wide 2-spoke, which I didn't love. This looks sharper, but it's exclusive to the highest GT line.
Most noticeable change is up front. New bumper and redesigned headlights. The rear bumper has been updated too, and like the EV3, the lights now feature the star map signature. There are new wheels and colors as well, like matte yacht blue and wolf grey metallic. The cabin updates are minor, still features dual 12-inch curved screens, but the infotainment is upgraded. Same system first seen in the flagship EV9, now more user-friendly. New wheel design improves gauge visibility. There's even fingerprint recognition on the console, great for switching driver profiles.
The EV6 is a strong long-distance cruiser. We've tested that before. Comfy, quiet, and now even better. Sound insulation was improved, especially around the rear motor and spoiler. Cabin noise is down by 1 decibel. Suspension tech also got an upgrade. Better ride on rough roads. Very useful here in Portugal, where road quality can be hit or miss.
The EV6 has 800-volt fast charging. Thanks to better thermal management, charging speeds improved slightly, from 180 to 195, or from 240 to 258 kilowatts. So now, it takes just 18 minutes to charge from 10 to 80% with either battery. Driver assistance features also got an upgrade. Lane keep and follow assist are more precise. Their camera coverage has been extended.
There's now hands-on detection in the steering wheel. That means there are sensors installed here that detect whether my hands are on the steering wheel or not. With some driver assistance systems, you constantly have to move the wheel a little. Otherwise, the car nags you to put your hands back on. Here, that's no longer necessary because the sensors directly detect if my hands are on it, so I don't need to move it anymore. Many aspects of the EV6 have been improved and the price made even more attractive, something that will surely boost its popularity further. Kia's goal is to push electric mobility worldwide and make it accessible to a broad range of customers. And when it comes to their cars, they're definitely on the right track.
Even though Europe's behind, EVs are surging worldwide. In 2024, sales hit a record 17.1 million, and South Korea will continue riding that wave with new models.